BMW just lost its biggest bragging right, and it did not even see it happen. For years, the X7 and the rumored X10 have stood as the loudest statement in the luxury SUV world, built on size, chrome, and presence. But Mercedes just walked in with something quieter, something darker, and something that early reports suggest is already making BMW engineers nervous. This is the 2026 Mercedes Dark X, and the question everyone is asking right now is simple. Did Mercedes just end the era of loud luxury SUVs for good? By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why. Welcome back to AutoNexa Review, and if this is your first time here, subscribe now because we break down the vehicles that actually matter. Let's get into it. Start with the front, because this is where the Dark X makes its first statement. The grille is not chrome, not silver, and not shiny in any way. It is finished in a deep matte black that absorbs light instead of bouncing it back. Where BMW has always leaned on a massive kidney grille to grab attention, Mercedes went the opposite direction, choosing to disappear rather than shout. The headlights are thin, sharp, and wrapped in a cold white line that cuts across the black face of the car with total precision. There is no flashy light show here, no animated greeting sequence. Just one clean stroke of light, and that restraint says everything about what this vehicle is trying to be. Move to the side profile, and the proportions start to make sense. The roofline slopes gently without cutting into rear headroom, so passengers in the back still get a full, comfortable space. The wheel arches are filled completely by massive 22-inch wheels, finished in the same low-gloss black as the body. So nothing on the outside competes for your eyes. Even the door handles sit flush against the panels, only appearing when you walk up to the car. Compare that to the rumored BMW X10, which reports suggest will lean into bigger grilles and bolder chrome accents to stand out in a crowded segment. Mercedes is betting that in 2026, calm confidence beats loud badges. The rear is where the Dark X really becomes a showpiece. A single thin light bar stretches across the entire tailgate, glowing the same cold white as the front lights. Below it, the Mercedes star is finished in matte black instead of chrome, so it is visible only as a shape rather than a shine. The exhaust tips are hidden completely beneath the bumper, a quiet signal that this SUV is not interested in performing for anyone watching from behind. Every detail back here is built around the same idea. Control over noise and confidence over show. Step inside, and the entire mood of the vehicle changes. Outside, the Dark X feels closed off and serious. Inside, it feels calm, warm, and unusually quiet. The dashboard is built around one large curved screen, but Mercedes reportedly dimmed the default display into deep, charcoal tones instead of the bright, busy layouts found in most modern SUVs. Ambient lighting is used sparingly, tracing only the lower door panels and center console, rather than washing color across the whole cabin. The seats are wrapped in matte leather, designed specifically to avoid reflecting light, keeping the calm mood consistent from the moment you sit down. Even the wood trim is finished in a dark, smoked tone that looks closer to stone than traditional wood. Rear passengers reportedly get reclining seats, individual climate control, and a glass roof that can be darkened at the touch of a button, keeping the shadowed atmosphere intact even under direct sunlight. Under the hood, Mercedes is expected to offer the Dark X with a plug-in hybrid, inline 6 as the standard setup, with a fully electric version rumored to follow within the first year. Official numbers have not been confirmed, but early estimates point toward a combined output, somewhere between 450 and 500 horsepower. That is enough to compete with nearly every rival in this segment, without turning the Dark X into a performance flagship. This SUV is not chasing lap times. It is chasing the quietest, most controlled way to arrive anywhere. Ride comfort is expected to lean heavily on Mercedes' latest air suspension tuning, prioritizing a smooth, hushed cabin over aggressive cornering, reinforcing the idea that this vehicle is meant to be felt through comfort rather than speed. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where things get interesting. For BMW reports suggest the Dark X will start around $95,000, with fully loaded versions reaching close to $115,000. The current BMW X7 starts near $88,000 and climbs past $110,000 in top trim. And the rumored X10 is expected to launch even higher once it arrives. You get BMW's badge and sharp driving dynamics, but nothing close to the calm, shadow-built identity that the Dark X is bringing to the segment. For buyers who want their SUV to feel less like a statement and more like a quiet arrival, Mercedes may have just written the blueprint that every rival now has to answer. That is the Dark X. And honestly, it might be the most confident move Mercedes has made in years. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let us know in the comments which SUV you would actually choose. And stay subscribed because we have more comparisons coming very soon.